the Breakfast Club. My name is Darren Hancock, and this is ThetaWaveTrader for August the 12th, 2026. Welcome, 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 and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, for wherever in the world you're tuning in today. It's Wednesday the 12th. So, let's start off this morning with the usual highs and lows. It's the high, the low. The opening or the first fair value I see is a suspension block. And that'll be a stay. And we'll look for the first open. At 6 a.m. It's the 6 a.m. candle. How much that's being used this morning. Right back tagged it here. Continue going higher. Looks like it wants to run for these highs here, hey? These equal highs. And perhaps start running for the all-time highs above us. Finally making a run for them. That 8:30 open though, holy smokes. That's a huge chopper. This already, then I want to see how we act at the top of this, because this is the hourly mean threshold. No, just above it is the mean threshold, so like 962. So we'll see how that acts. All right. There's just two of us in here this morning. Well, whoever it is, good morning. So that takes out those highs there now. There's a small little fair value gap right above us here. We have the equal highs right above us again at 984. If you're chasing this, if you chased it in here and it wasn't a setup and you're winning right now, all you're doing is rewarding gambling. So just be careful of that. Just be aware of it. Just admit it to yourself. That's all. And sometimes, even though you figure it's going to go to that high, and you saw it here, you think, oh, it's going to take those highs, and you run it, you jump in on it without having a proper setup, then you're just rewarding that gambler's mentality. And then you try to convince yourself that you knew it was going to go there, and the whole psychology plays on you. Say, no, you did not enter that properly. So the more discipline would be to sit back and say, yeah, good, made it there. Now I'm going to wait for my entry. Your discipline should be on the entry, not the reward of the successful outcome. Because you're disciplined enough to follow your trade plan over and over and over again. So if it stops right there and rolls over and comes back down again, we've got even more equal highs. And that could be just the annoying thing it could do too. Just freeze right on that spot and say, nope, not going there yet. And we could even reach for $30.50, that area, and reject off that. This would be a perfect place to build up a return and say, nope, we're not going to go for the highs that you thought. We've just hit the rejection block, and we've come right to the top, the equal highs now. So if you hit the top of the rejection block right here, let me just see what this high of this candle is. The high is 983. Let me put that on 983. $983.75. Close enough. So 9 o'clock would be a nice little run up and then start coming back down again. And see if 10 pushes that up higher, but 9 comes all the way back down deeper. Looking for the first one would be 960. Morning here, D. How are you today? I'm doing good. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? How's the fam? How's everybody doing over there? Changing direction right now. Doing good. That's what I like to hear. Daniel's been enjoying his summer. Is he excited to get back to school? My pleasure, man. Bet Daniel's had a lot of fun this year. This summer. That's the run back up inside here. Continue coming lower. There's the retest. Yeah, you haven't seen you much in the channel. See you pop in every once in a while, but busy's good, man. Life's not all about just sitting there trading all the time. That's a nice little bounce off of here, and I want to see that start running back through here. Start marching higher. If it starts to eat into this candle, then I'm looking for 50% of this leg here. There you go. Come back down and give that a little tag. I want to see it keep digging higher, shooting higher. You got one more minute here too. 9:30 open now. Yeah, that rejection block on the daily is my target too. That's a nice retest. We've swept the highs here though. Keep this in mind. You've just swept these equal highs above you here. Now if this reverses, look at this breaker for support and come lower. That's what you gotta be careful of. If you're in those longs, just sweeping that high at a time and price, you expect to see a potential reversal. So we talked about that just as it started to happen, and away she went. So down to the discount box, and we're already through it. So I would expect to see that. I want to see it before we start running too low. I want to see us come back and tag here. But now, if this one closes, I want to see this one get tagged. And if this one closes below this lot, then I want to see this get retested. I don't want to see it come all the way back up there again. And I'm looking for 866 or 886, sorry. That's right to 887. It's a little tiny sibby down here. That'd be the next discount box down here. It overlaps that, so you won't see it. So it's right in that first presentation for value gap again. Now I want to see a retest on this. We've traded below that. This whole area, I want to see that retested only, and then roll over and come lower. And we're back through see if we can start pushing lower now. Back through this candle. I'm just going to wait for something. I just took it to the bottom here. Took this 4. That would be a Model 4 extension because we have a premium and we have a discount. So I just took that for the run below that low. Pay yourself right at the midnight open. Now I'm going to wait, see if we can get back through this midnight open and then aim for Tuesday's midnight open again. If not, we start to run back through this level and we want to go higher still. We want to see a big run back because if you look at your hourly chart right now, this little shuffle we had back was just a retest of the highs, which is what we're looking for. Now you want to see that push higher now. So you've got all these little bissies above you. And then we start to get back on track for that daily high again. Keep in mind, the optimum trade entry reversal place. If that continues to push through the mean threshold of this candle, we're still going lower. We still have a part of a BISI down here. You'd want to see this act on the next 21 minutes. If that's going to just waffle around in here and just sit, you want to see the next candle come down, give you an institutional order flow entry drill for a continuation to the upside. My wife is not the most graceful of sneezers. She goes into these sneezers for like a good 20 or 30 of them in a row, just going. Not 20 or 30, she's more like 10 to 12. What's our target? Hey, Russell. Targeting these lows, I guess. Here's your next downside box to box down here. Let's see if we get a rundown into here. Back up into that little inversion here. See what ES is up to. ES is using the no-go zone. I'm going to get rid of this other one from yesterday. And this one. Just load in the one we got here. Oops. Watch the consequent encroachment. We talked about this yesterday. Really nothing else to run back into here. You've done your thing at the no-go. You traded through this, back into the mean threshold, went lower, took the low. You're back in this discount box here. You've tagged it once. We have not extended the lows though. You get relative equal lows below you. So we just tagged that discount box. We're running all the way back up into this premium area here now. So pull your fib tool from low to high. You'll see this has already occurred in NQ. We're right back up into that premium box again. Yeah, we came right back into those equal highs on the hourly. Now I want to see if it just gives us a little kiss and sends it higher. There. I want to see if that sends it higher. You want to see this as a breakaway gap here. You don't want to see this call come back and refill in here. Just if it's strong, it should lift off of here and start running back through the premium. You got to get back through the premium though, otherwise we're just working the internal range liquidity here. That's roll all the way through the mean, back to the discount. So you've gone from box to box again. Now we see if we get through here, trade and continue going lower. This was just a run all the way back up to the area that never got tested, right? Anytime you see these areas that get run through on a bold candle down, always you can expect that they're going to come back in there. A large, more than 50% of the time, it's going to come back to these areas, retest them before either heading lower or whether or not we break through them to go higher. There's your box to box there. Watch where this one closes inside here. So we're just in the first, this 950 macro here now. Let's see if this just retests here and goes lower now. I want to see a big bold candle start to really rip through here now. Start targeting this discount down here. We've come back, we've rebalanced this, come back, get back in sync with retesting that and shoot it lower. So far, so good. So I'm going to see if they keep pushing lower now. Let's see it close below this candle here. You'll often see this pattern where they just quick bold run down, up and immediately retrace off of it to go lower and get back in sync with testing this breaker, because this breaker is what you initially want to see hold price to go lower. When you see it start to come back and grab the areas that we talked about that didn't get tagged, and here's a 5-minute one fully filled. A little bit of wick, but it's fully filled. Bodies respect it on the premium portion of the 5, and then rip all the way back down again. There's nothing in here to play with, so just kind of wait. We're back up inside this breaker again on a 5-minute. Hourly's taken the highs already, and it's also come back to the key areas. So it's done the 2 key points that we're looking for. The highs have been taken now at 9 o'clock. Good place to see a reversal. So either 10 o'clock's going to run out these highs at 9, or 10 o'clock's going to come down, just put a new low in here below 9 o'clock, and then send it higher. Here's 10 now. It's up to. That breaker. Drop through. Retest. Take the low. Looks like it wants to keep pushing price lower. We'll see if this first presentation fair value gap on Monday holds now. We start driving through to yesterday's midnight open again. Start targeting today's down here. Let's go start ripping here. That's a full touch of this here now. You could see this turn and just shoot right back up here now. We've come back and validated this. We filled that little bissy in completely now. Now this could be just the big turn you're looking for. But there's nothing in here that indicates a nice fancy turn just yet. So we're just kind of waiting around here to see whether or not this is going to start to make a move higher now, or whether or not we just roll off, that we're in this consolidation, roll off of here, start reaching for these equal lows below us and this big wick. I'd like to see us at least come back and retouch this 812 to 791 if we decide to come that low. That'll put us right in this wick. So now if we're going to aggressively get up through here, you want to see this really push hard fast now. Finally break out of here. What's ES up to? Still holding down. We've ran these lows again. This wick's still in the way. So we're already attacking this wick on the ES. NQ hasn't even touched it. It's saying nope. I'm refusing to get down there. So ES either has to catch up and start driving higher, or if it's going to take its run there, quickly run through it and then start sending it higher. So we're taking 9s low. You want to see this aggressively start moving here. Take this candle's high. Got to wait for that candle, that bull trap right there to get broken to the upside. And then you want to see this internal range of liquidity hunt for this premium. Get through the mean threshold of that, the consequent encroachment of this BISI. Pop through that, keep going higher. So here's the turn. This one here, perfect entry for a long. Pay yourself at rejection block or pay yourself from box to box inside this small little run here. Wait for price to break above it. It just did. Retest it, send it higher. Took the high, pay yourself. Right there. One right on it. Pay yourself. Now you want to see it. You're risk free. You want to see that keep going higher now. And this is going to be your next retest here. And you can see that ES has already targeted this, or sorry, NQ's already targeted that box. ES now is just caught the edge of it. NQ, we're deep into it here. So we'll see a retest of this here, the top of the Monday's opening range. Right there. And then see if it reacts off that. Right into the Watch that mean threshold of that candle. If it gets taken, look for the SIBI below you. There's the SIBI below you. Now you want to see that pop out of there and keep going higher. If it closes below that spot there, then we're hunting for mean threshold of this candle and lower. Just stay on the horse and study it. Watch it. So I want to see this starting to climb back up above here, then use this one more time. Nope. Watch it attack here. Take this low. Watch this little guy right here. And we're in this chop now, so stay on the horse. Just practice your chart reading. Look at these key levels. It's overlapping on Monday, first presentation. Midnight open on Monday, the first opening of the week. There's the bottom of that, retested. Now there's a small little bissy right here. Again, nothing, it's just chopping around in here. Wait for this to break that candle. If you got these little runs here for the rejection block and the high, that's a small little rule based. If you followed the rules exactly, you would have cashed out either mean threshold, rejection block, middle of the wick, high, whatever your targets are, but they would have been hit. So now we've come back inside this SIBI. We've tagged this SIBI down here. It's been hit again. And now you want to see it's got to take off here, get some legs. Otherwise, we're just bouncing around in here for no reason. No reason that I'm aware of. Let's just wait for something to break out, either higher or lower. Patience is the key. What have we got? Oil. Well, that hit the upper target we were looking for in yesterday. Support. Change in direction. Takes out this low with the body. Puts it through. So you'd expect to see that go higher, right? Right here. you'd expect to see price go higher right there, come back, tag it. So if you see it close through it, you're on the wrong side. It closes through, opens through it, and you go, I'm on the wrong side. Get out of your trade. You have, if you've entered in here, here, or here, you've got two of them that get off. You know, you're retesting here. The rule is if it breaks through that on the downside and it opened below it, comes back into it, you're on the wrong side of it. So it trades back in. You take your trades off and get back in sync with the market. Now you may just say, I'm taking my trade off and I'm going to wait for this low to get broken. If it gets broken with a down close candle on a close and retest it, then I'll take it as a run lower. So it breaks it on the downside, comes back, retests it. Now you can get in sync. Now this one here, you got thrown off a little bit. You got to break even. Now you get to come back and say, now I want to get short. And you would have got a nice little smasher all the way down. First discount. And then you start hunting for these over here. And that's the bottom of the lowest one right there. You get a bit of a reverse, a bit of a change right here. You trade through it. So then when you get into these consolidations, you move to the side, kind of like what we're in right now with ES, so this chop, chop, chop. So this is good. You want to see this, bodies above, retest. Then you want to see that go higher from there. I want to see a one go up there. And I'm going to be below, just below this SIBI here. We gone through the midpoint. Hunt for this one. That's already digging in too deep for me. They're giving it one more opportunity to tag that. So it closed through it. Look for this one. And watch where it ends in 15 seconds. And we have this discount one down here too. So we've retested it again. Now my stop's going to move to the bottom of that one because I don't want to see it revisit this. Comes back and tags me out. I'm going to get out of that one. Draw this up right here. That's it. That's all I want to lose. That's not acting the way I want it to, so we'll wait. Now I got to wait for this high to get broken and this premium to get taken. Otherwise, wait for that low to get taken, retest this no-go zone and go lower. So I'm waiting for a much bigger run now. So anyway, let's get back to oil. Time and price, 8:30, 10. 10 hasn't quite made this new low yet. $9.10, that's hourly wicks. $82.33. We'll see if 10 o'clock, 10:30 puts us in here and then starts to turn. So I love about this 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour. Even when we talk about this in the 1 minute, if we get a body above here, the line in the sand is that mean threshold. Look at that, right to the mean threshold. And then for the next 4, 8, 12, 16 hours, ran right up to the rejection block, rejected off of that, hence the word rejection block, traded through it, come back inside that little range there, right back into the mean threshold of this candle, snapped off of it, and now we want to see it stay below here and start pushing lower. So what you'd have to see now is this has to come down, tag here, that'll put a new low in right there. That'll be the 9-10 turn, and then you want to see it start to march back up. It's got to break through this level on the 4-hour, retest it, and then start pushing through the mean threshold of that candle rejection block, and then start heading higher. So there's multiple 4-hour targets there. Hourly targets, these lows are going to be taken out, and we can come all the way back down into this area here. And notice how that 4-hour also lines up with the 15-minute discount box. Only got hit once right here. So we'll see if we can get a revisit of that down there. That's a retest. You want to see that go higher now? If you lose the mean threshold of this, look for a retest of this. And we're in this chop, so not clean enough for me, so I'm going to wait. You see some big green candles there, yeah. Well, 10 set a new low here for 9. 10 beat 9, so I'm looking for this to break here. And so far that on NQ, you can see that mean threshold holds price. Nothing comes into there yet. Body breaks above. We come back, retest, send it higher, pay yourself at the high, move to break even. Now you're back inside the premium. You want to see this get broken to the upside now and start marching higher. Start attacking that premium above us. Look for a retest of this old high here and start pushing higher. Just be careful, Hadi, you're right in the middle of this no-go zone here, and we have broken the midpoint of this premium, which is good, but we still haven't even filled it yet. So if you want to see support off of here, you don't want to see this mean threshold get broken to the downside. And if you do, and you got to give it some wiggle room, that's the line in the sand right there. You don't want to see that get broken because that now becomes a no-go zone. If we trade through it, back into it, then there's another run lower. So you have to see this break to the upside and then use it as support. Like your rock wall, there's a big hole in the rock right there. You want to climb above that, find some support inside here, and then get on top of that and then use that big candle no more than its mean threshold. You don't want to see broken once we get this closed above the high. That's a model 2 or model 4 if you're looking at this small range here, small leg that has a premium and a discount in it. Ooh, slow your horses. Previous day's high, hey? Yeah, that's good. Just make sure that you still got everything working in harmony with your run higher. See how that midpoint's taken already? Look for the discount down here. Now you're into the discount. Do we break through it? That's the very bottom, or almost the very bottom of it. If you look, include that little imbalance down there. That's the very bottom of that one. So you have to say, that's it for me. You have to put your stop in there and say, I don't want to see that get broken down below here now. That's got to start getting back up through this premium here. Inside this little leg here, a discount and a premium. You got to get back through here, get back on top of that, get back on top of that one, get back on top of that one. So there's multiple levels that have to provide support now. So you aiming for the previous day's high, when you see that it's all it's done now is just run back up into a premium. Now it wants to come back down into a discount. And now we've got a premium that's supporting it and a discount that's starting to fail. So be careful about overshooting your objectives for the day, unless you're on a higher time frame and you're saying, look, I don't care, Darren, about this low bouncing around crap. That's my target. I've got a solid reason on an hourly chart or 15, then don't listen to what I'm telling you because you're on a different chart than me. Snap. Well, that took them all out. See what I'm saying? That would have ripped right through your stop loss. That was called lightning. Snap through. Morning, Hans. Hopefully I made my point for you there, Hadi. Watch your higher time frame objectives. If you don't see anything being supported continuously on your lower time frame stuff and it's turning, and if it's just coming back in for a discount on a 5 or something to continue to push you higher, but if you don't see these getting broken to the upside, then you got to stay out of them. How are these guys doing? Look at that, right down into that discount box. Fully filled it nicely. And then we've pulled back into here. So I want to see this start to climb up back above these highs. Because if we drive back down and through here, then I'm looking for targeting this last down close candles mean threshold again. So oil, what is oil doing? Still reaching a little lower. Still doesn't quite hit our 82.32 or 82.33. Let's have a look at all these over here. Even corn, you couldn't have got in on corn this morning unless it just ran the low and you're looking for a turtle soup. I see nothing here. I see nothing here. I see nothing there. None of those would have been not even that old high, not even institutional order flow entry drill. That was like an A+ leave. So you'd have to be into the corn market and understand what went on there. Let's look at what else we're looking at here. Let's look at GBP. That's a nice test of this old premium here. You want to see that keep climbing up higher. So I want to see this dollar fail and come lower here. There's your little no-go zone. You want to see a hold price in the dollar. You want to see that hold. If it gets back through that, then we have these equal highs again to target. Otherwise, I want to see that hold and see us starting to turn off of here. That would support holding here. Mean threshold of this candle. Hold price and send it higher for equal highs. This would be equal lows, roll over and come lower. So break through that, aim for that. Hold that, target this. I don't know what I put that line in there for. I don't know what we were talking about there yesterday. Oh, that was the daily downside. Keep pushing lower. This is the one I'm interested in. I'm going here next month. So pound dollar, I want to see, we're back into this level here now, 88. If we can get through here, then I want to see that used to support price coming lower. I don't think we're going to get much more of a deal here. Banks, as usual, doing well. And then the DAX. How many of you guys are into DAX? Have any DAX players in here? I know Hans is a DAX player in the morning. Did you manage to get yourself back out of that, Hadi? That was some lightning. You kind of want to see it hold the mean threshold of that and start climbing back up above this candle, find support at that candle, start pushing back into your premium again here now. And if you could have got your trade off there for a break even, you unfortunately would have weathered that, or it ripped through and took your stop loss if you would have put that there right away. But that would be your target break even right now. That's a great clear out of all the longs. Now they're trapping them. Or all the shorts. They were all going long. Now you're trapping all their shorts. We're coming back for them. And that premium area up here is still viable. So we've just ran back up into that premium. Discount hasn't been tagged yet. And this is wire brush territory, so be careful there. Sorry, we were at the DAX, weren't we? So change in direction right here on the hourly for DAX. Pop these in on your charts. You'll see how often, and you have to include the whole volume imbalance up here. Stretch it out. You'll see it sitting right there. You have to include that as well. Right there. So when you see price close below it, come back, retest it, look for a short. So if you're not happy with that on an hourly basis, start hunting right here for a 15-minute or a 5-minute, and that's right here. For a short. So I'm looking in here. So if you're waiting, then wait for this market structure to shift, get a candle below here. It trades below it right there. It just comes back and gives a little kiss and starts setting it lower. Targeting your discount box down here. You hit the discount box perfectly right there. That'll be a not a box to box here, but it would be a box here to a 5-minute box there. This would be a box to box trade right here, all in 1.5, 2 hours. And it's time and price. You really got to look at the time and price to see that happen. 9:15 comes into here. What's that? 9:15, 8:15, right into that level. Key level, time, price. You want to see that hit that, roll over and go lower. Then 10 o'clock, set a new low for you. So I want to see 10 continue to drive down into this little box and this one that hasn't been used yet. So I'd want to see this run all the way into here. So in order for that to happen, you have to keep your eyes on this. Keep your eyes on the 5-minute. all the time. The 5 minutes still supporting that. The 1 minute is starting to show you a small turn, but wait for the bull traps to let go and a market structure shift before you go, no, we're coming back into here. That was just a run on the rejection block. And that first bull trap you want to get through to go higher, come back and retested it. We have to close below this in order for it to be a 1 hour support for a run here. That has to turn into a no-go zone and then start heading here. Bodies are respecting 50% of this wick. Watch to see if we can get above this premium area again and start running an old premium area and see if we can start looking for that to go higher. Then that wouldn't be the objective. We have to close below here, not just wick below it. Let's see it bust out of there now. Sorry. Well, that's Chopsville right there. Let me tell you. Look at the 4 hour there. The 4 hour This is kind of interesting on the 4 hour. Look at these levels here. So here, 4 hour here. What was I looking at over here? Ah, yes. So you see this box right here? This SIBI? Draw it out. Look where we came down to. Closed above it. We've come down, tagged it. And now you want to see it kick off of here and start running for these highs again. That's the retest of that SIBI. There's nothing in here other than these little imbalances. So you really want to see it pick up and start pushing higher. Turning this into a bull candle now. It's come back, it's retested that level. It's cleared all these, retested those imbalances as well. So now you want to see it just start climbing out of here from a 4 hour perspective. And we still got another 3 hours left of this candle. It looks like it's put its wick in the first hour. Now, if we can get some run up here, this would be great. Targeting what Hadi was looking at earlier is a 30.48. Again, this is a 4 hour candle. So where does the hourly find support at that? Where does the 15-minute find support at that? And you see how it's just chopping around in here and chopping you up. And you'll see that on a 1, 5, and a 15, probably giving you a nice little chop there as well. So you can continue to put your money in that and keep getting chopped up, or you can wait for cleaner, better days. If you're staying on the horse, you're looking at this area here and this discount area down here inside that range. This mean threshold down here for the lowest let down close candle. So those 2 areas or 3 areas you're looking at. So there's the premium. See how we hit the premium perfectly here, rejected off of that. And you think, all right, if I clear this candle on a low and start targeting this discount box and then this mean threshold here, then we're back to going lower. So that hit, changed direction underneath here, traded back into its body, ran lower into the discount box, right through the discount box. And now we think, do we come back and retest this? And we also hit the mean threshold of that last down close candle. So if we come back into this area right here and then roll over and come lower, look for this to take out this mean threshold of this wick and lower now. And 790 is the 4 hour lets. 790, that's way down here. And that'll also put us in that hourly old premium as well. And you're not going to play out of here. I'm just looking at studying the price. Don't jump in and out of it. Just wait. When you're looking at these consolidations, look for these key levels that you want to say, are we running liquidity out here? And can I get in on the edge to run back into the middle of the consolidation again? If you're a super sniper and you just want to be in trades, you got to be super nimble here now. See how we traded below it? Trade back into the no-go zone. Also the Monday's first presentation fair value gap. It's now a no-go zone as well in here. We traded all the way back up inside it. Traded lower, pay yourself at the low. Move your stop loss to break even. That's a model 3. As soon as it takes out that low, move your break even, pay yourself, and then just see if it runs to the next low. You're through the mean threshold of this candle already. Now, typically you'd want to see it come back, tag that, and go lower. And you want to see a body close below here for a continuation model 4, run into here. So just want to watch it come back to the mean threshold right there. Right there. Now you want to see it pull off of here and come lower. Or if it trades back through that, we've got a new swing below these lows. A body breaks above here, comes back, goes inside, and continues pushing higher, targeting the mean threshold of that candle. Old high, first reverse bull trap, second bull trap, and then the last one's here. So we came back, mean thresholds being respected. If the body holds there in the next 22 seconds, and you want to see it keep coming lower and take this low out. If we get an ugly wick through here, there's a small little imbalance right there. Now, if you want price to act the way you want it to, you wanted to see that come in and just tag perfectly in here and leave. You had a wick already come chopping through it. Your body is traded below this low. And now you're coming back into wick, mean threshold. You wouldn't want to see that get broken. Now we're starting to dig into this. And watch that. Midnight open. You see how all these key data points are overlapping now? Any one of those can provide support and keep coming lower, or leverage to push higher. Again, the purpose of the show is not to make sure you're trading on a 1-minute chart. It's about reading the chart so that you're getting better at recognizing key levels on whatever time frame you trade on, it helps you understand those levels and why you want to see support at them. Then you can come down to the lower levels here and see if that's being, your trade model is being supported. But you got to get into the weeds here and muck around and study this stuff. Even in choppy environments like this, if you stay on it and study it, see how we've broken above this high here now? You want to see that hold price. Otherwise, chop, 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 chop back into a little more consolidation inside here. You don't want to see a body breakdown here. If it does, mean threshold wick is all you want to see the wick do, and the body has to stay above here. And then you want to see that push higher, and you're targeting this first one here. Internal range liquidity, you're already, if you're looking at premium and discount down here, you're already above 50% of that small little 2-candle range. Like I said before, if it has a civvy and a BISI in it, I count that as a small little leg to work in. So if you're pulling your fib tool, not that you'd actually trade this because it's too small, but you see how we're below 50% there? Trade above it, trade back into this perfectly. As soon as it hits 50%, pay yourself. 62%, pay yourself. Move to 50%, it still works even inside that tight little section there. That model 1, I tell you, is a great way to protect your cash. You got to chase it quick. Comes back against you. Once you've taken the low-hanging fruit inside that little branch, move to the sidelines and wait for the premium and discount to get broken. And see how it's perfectly 62% of that little punch there, a little swing high, a little swing low. Right off that midnight open again. If you find this helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, thanks for tuning in. You have to understand ICT concepts, obviously. And you'll hear me say go, no go zone. That's just an inversion, fair value gap, broken. And I'm expecting to see it act like a no-go zone as a support. If it gets broken, then it has some significance for me. So it's my way of remembering the inversions. I give it a more of a specific role. So the bodies are respecting it. See how the wicks start to run into the rejection block, and the bodies are still respecting this level right here, this small little discount box. See that? Wicks do some damage. So if you chase it while the candle is forming and it stops, comes back against you, you go, I'm on the wrong side again. Wait for the candle to finish forming. It's 60 seconds. If you can't pause your trading for 60 seconds because you have to be in a trade, think about your trading as more of an addiction than a logical, professional trading approach. If you're going, oh my God, it's going down, it's going lower, I've got to get in that. Wait for it to finish. You only have to wait 12 seconds now and see if it closes below here. Case in point, still inside, and you would have been like, oh no, I chased it again. Now it's going lower. Now I'll chase it. Wait. Look at that mean threshold of that old premium holding. Look at that's a key level there, hey? That old premium array. Now if it rips out of here, you go, I told you it was going to go. I knew it was going to go. Did you? Or does it just look like your brain is recognizing that this looks like it's going lower? So until you get support on that, don't run for those big old data points until you get confirmation on lower time frames that, yeah, that's where we're going. 6 seconds. Now wait and watch where it goes now. So that 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, now we're below here. Come back, retest this whole candle all the way up to here. So your stop loss, you can start entering in on these levels, and your stop loss will go right there above the last candle's wick, because that's already that retest right there. You don't want to see that get going, or you put it above there for safe reasons. So kind of watch here. There's the tab. That's one entry. You want to see that now. Start targeting this low. Slow grind down it is. Well, it's a slow grind now. Otherwise, it was just a nauseating grind here. There's one tap. Went a little lower. Come back up. Tap it again. Now, if it's aggressive and you really want to see it get down to that 4-hour lits we talked about, I don't want to see more than the mean threshold of that candle get going. And see how we've got a SIBI right here? Now that you keep that in mind, because now we've taken this low out. We still haven't taken this low. Still looks like it wants to get there, but we're in the Tuesday's first presentation fair value gap. So we've just hit that. And now we've got this SIBI forming. So if I close back above this, I have to wait for this bull trap to break before I can get support to go above it, because that'll be more than 50% of this leg here. Right? So there's the nice little tap. Good. Now keep coming, keep coming. So if you're in a Model 4 or Model 3, I'm saying if it's in here, you're going to pay yourself at that low here first, because it's the next swing low below you. And then targeting that. So that will move you to break even. That will give you some extra pocket money as well, and you'll be in a risk-free trade. So here's the mean threshold right there. It's been tagged. See how there's this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So those last two are in there. So you want to see this low get taken. There's the mean threshold. Now you want to, this is where you say, I want to see some speed here. Not just coming on this wicking down stuff. It's got to drive down. So see how it's coming back into that? Again, rejected, primo level, next level, next level. These are all getting, now we're right back into that no-go zone, right? See how we're tagging it? So your last ditched effort is saying, all right, if you're going to wait for this whole thing to run back into here, if I'm on the wrong side of it, it'll bust through here, come back, find support at this, and then start pushing higher. And we're already through it. So take your loss before your stop loss gets taken. And if you're really savvy, before your stop gets taken, you're looking for you're slowly dragging this down, saying, I want to see it come back into this area here and take my trade off. So that would either broke you even if you were to put in there. If you're here, you're at a loss because you're already above it. So move to the sidelines. This could chop right back into here and get you out of a big portion of your little trades that you try to enter in on. So when you see that chop happening and you see this candle coming back, it's giving you an opportunity to unload your position because you're on the wrong side of this. If this breaks the high here, comes back, you're definitely on the wrong side and it's going to go higher. We've already got a change in direction here. We talked about that. And then broke through the no-go zone. So it's a no-go. Come back, retest the no-go zone and send it higher. This is the consolidation. That's why you have to be on the horse real quick. It turns. So I'm not looking for this low just now until we break through that candle. It's high. Come back, retest that. That would be the no-go zone to run for the lows. This bull trap, if it holds, I'm expecting to see it come back into here. Chop, 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 chop. I'm expecting to see it come back into that candle or that little sibby down here. If we break this no-go zone now, that's the downside target. The bull trap's holding. And now you're watching that 852 to see if it lets go. See how you say slow grind down, Russell, and then wait for it. Does it continue to grind down lower? That lets us something we like to see, but right now there's no proof that we're going to get there until we get through here. Then we get the next level, then the next level, and you know your higher time frames. If you start guessing on your higher time frames too soon without having support on all your levels, you're going to get beat up, especially in this kind of choppy environment, right? So this is the discipline on staying on the horse. It is, yes. See how that little initial no-go zone, I wanted to see it hold. It didn't. It broke through, held, held, held. And what we've done is just hit this rejection block here. We haven't even made a new high yet. It's still holding. Watch this target down here. So that's got to hold. This can get retested and then sent higher because the bull trap is still holding you back. So bull trap's frozen you. I like the fact that we ate through the mean threshold of it, but we're right into that rejection block, creating all these little pocket of shorts up there. Now we're coming back into that little discount we talked about. So now what you want to see is time, price. So this is a 10 candle. And see how we traded through it? And right back into it. Now short. I'm telling you to short it, but now you want to say, all right, I'm through the downside. I'm going to come back in and tag it. Now I want to see it come lower. And you've got this Sibby overlap. So you can see that come all the way back in here. You don't want to see this whole thing fill in. If it does, it's coming back and retesting this old no-go zone again. But now I want to see this hold and send it lower. Are we expecting wicks to do some damage in here? Of course. Of course we are. Love a bull trap when it holds, eh? Run right back into that. It filled. So again, you don't want to see that because now that puts us back above this level. And you don't want to see that either. If you're short, you're back into this no-go zone again. So is that holding and letting us go lower? Or are we going to break this bull trap finally and then get on top of it and start marching higher, targeting that little imbalance up here? And this is the crazy thing about consolidations, right? When it's not acting, and you see in consolidations, it doesn't act the way you want it to act. Those wicks do some real chopping, right? So we came down here, traded below it, traded back above it again. Now we're getting back above this no-go zone, and we're getting above the breaker. That breaker took out that low. So now I want to see this breaker, and we finally hit that little target above us here. Now, do we close above it? We literally opened on it, tagged it. Now we're going back above the high here. Remember this mean threshold of this last up close candle right here? First candle after a swing to the left right here lines up with midnight open its mean threshold is the bottom of the Monday's initial open trading range. So now you want to see it tag that and start going higher. And we're just observing. We're not like you're actually trading this because it's a choppy environment. So until you start seeing some movement here, don't risk your trades just because it's not suddenly, if it does suddenly take off from here, you'd have to be taking losses, buys, losses, wins, and inside this stuff, if you have to be super disciplined to manage that, that has to hold now, which it is. You want to see this high get taken because this is the next bull trap. If that doesn't hold, if that holds right there, like this one did, held, came all the way down deep. So now if this one holds and comes all the way down deep, we're looking at this down here and this here again. That guy and this guy. So midnight open's got to hold all the way down to the opening range on Monday. And it's even this revisiting this, you don't like seeing that. Tap it and leave. That's the kind of action you want to see. Not just here, oh, it's coming back down. Oh, it's coming back down again. There's the mean threshold. Snap off of it, send it higher. See how it tagged perfectly on the bottom of that range, right in that mean threshold. And see how it's popped up and come back down? I don't want to see that. Get out of there. Get out of there. So my stop loss would be like right up against that tight. Because we're like, that's done its thing. That's my line in the sand, right? That's my lits on a 1 minute chart. And if it starts to come back down again, then it's clearly not shooting out of there the way you want it to. So if it's not acting the way you want, move to the sidelines and wait. And that's the discipline of saying it's not acting for me the way I want it to. So I'm out. So far still holding. You see how this is going up and then failing, going up and then failing. You want to see this. So when you hear Kevin and I say, I want to see some big green candles here, I want to see this really take off, that's the like, it's hit my line in the sand. It better kick off out of here because I'm pulling my stop loss tight and saying, if you're not acting that way I want you, I'm quite happy to sit on the sidelines and wait for my next opportunity for that perfect little place to enter. Because if you just give it room, say, well, it could come down to here, so I'll give it some room. If it could come down to here, I'll give it some room. It just starts eating away at you. And then all of a sudden, that little room you gave it is actually the support to drive lower. And you've pulled your stop loss down further and further and further to convince yourself that it's going up. You married the idea of it going higher. And it said, nope, nope, nope. I'm trying to get up there and I'm being rejected. So there must be saying something about that premium array. See how that premium array is holding and that rejection block and that bull trap held price again, like this guy did, dropped it all the way down. That one's holding, drove it all the way back down into this candle. And you got that small little SIBI down here still. That's a retest of the SIBI. Get up there. So now I just wait for it to get back above the bull trap. And you take these evil houses. And then you got the next bull trap. Then you got the next bull trap. See how close they are? It's nice to see a bunch of down candles and then go, oh, that's give me some room to hunt for. Like if you saw all these down candles to here and all this wasn't in the way, you'd say, great, I can target this and this above me here. Because that's all downside delivery. And we haven't had upside delivery yet, if this wasn't here. I think this is going to be it for me, you guys. The 1 hour is looking good for a bounce off of the that support level. It's bouncing off of that. It's come down 3 times now into these wicks. Not typically what you want to see. You want to see it come down, tag it, and rip out of there. And this is the slop that you've had to deal with this morning. So it just refuses to get back up there. And you're back into consolidation and mess now. So wait for this to get broken to the downside. Wait for that to get broken to the downside. Then this one to get broken. So these become your no-go zones once they get broken. And that, if that comes back, fills, you want to see that hold and go higher. If it's not, that also fills the SIBI, which is a retest and a refill. And now this candle's validated. So if you come back, find support at this, it should push you lower. This one says, I want you to go higher. This one's in the way. That's the blocker. It's blocking you. Get on top of the blocker. Use its mean threshold, which happens to line up with the midnight open, to go higher. Also, there's busy here, so I can see how they're all overlapping now. And you can see how it just keeps switching back and forth. You say, now it goes lower. Now it goes higher. Not because I'm chasing candles, because I'm chasing data points. And I'm saying, where do I find support? Where do I not find support? So anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm out of here. Once again, sending the love. Sorry you guys didn't get much here. But hopefully you got to see some studying of staying in price action and see how quickly it can turn on you. And just when you want it to go higher, it'll turn on you. You have to see these lower time frames supporting a higher time frame objective if that's what you're after. If you don't see it, it's not being supported by your lower time frames. It's telling you something. We're either consolidating or it's turning against you. Don't marry your idea. Just wait. And this is a waiting day. Right from 9 o'clock. It just turned into a buzzsaw. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the channel there. If I see something good, I'll let you know. Otherwise, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you this afternoon or tonight. Or, sorry, tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.